We're glad to have you back. You're still watching TVC Breakfast, and we're live from our Abuja studio. We're still talking with our public affairs analyst, Chibuzo Okereke, and he's live with us in the studio. Yeah. Now, there are viral videos which we cannot independently verify, indicating that the signatures collected for Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan's recalls were forged. Now the ball is in the court of INEC to verify and authenticate the signatures before a referendum. Do you have confidence that the Electoral Commission will do due diligence to this process?
Well, absolutely, except for the cost. You know, recall is not a tea party like I mean. It's a serious business because it involves bringing back somebody that's already been certified through an electoral process, and which means the person may have maybe had a misconduct, or the definition of loss of confidence itself is abstract and subjective. And that is why the Constitution says these 50 plus 1% of the people need to come. Now, the alleging that signatures were forged is immaterial. And that's why I tell people, expression of interest to recall is not recall. Just like expression of interest to impeach is not an impeachment. So we don't need to bring the roof down because people say, oh, we want to exercise our democratic right, whether induced or not. So this should be clear. Two, INEC is the only authority that can verify. And indeed, in terms of INEC regulation, the verification is not just about signature people sign. It is going to be a full accreditation process with beavers, where you come out with your voter's card and verify that, because the petitioner's register, having established, becomes, you know, the register that will be used to confirm whether these 50 plus 1% people really are registered voters within this. And when you even go to the referendum, you don't need to sign the petition to vote. It's open to everyone who had registered in that constituency, at least as at 2023 general election. You'll be able to vote yes or no. The ballot paper is yes or no. In other words, you support the recall or you don't support the recall. And the same process will be carried out throughout the polling unit, result collected at ward, local government, and then constituency level. So INEC result, people can allege, you know, carry all kinds of conspiracy as at today, because we're in a political environment where you have to create narrative to suit, you know, certain things you want the public to know. But the authority to verify through a beavers process those signatures and details of those who signed the petition reside with INEC.
Yeah. Quite interesting to note that it's going to be like a physical verification.
Absolutely, done at polling unit levels. And human beings will come out, not spirits.
That's interesting. Yeah, my thought is, we've never had a history where those who submitted names alleging, wanting a recall, have been prosecuted after discovering that names, signatures were forged. Do we have that system? Because if we have those measures that you can't come and forge signatures because you want to recall a particular lawmaker, are there not our security agencies to pick it up and ensure that such individuals who presented forged signatures are prosecuted to serve as a deterrent that you don't abuse a legal process?
Well, in terms of the frame of our laws, it's not established. However, if a constituent believes that his details may have wrongly or inadvertently recorded in the petitioner's record, you are the one with the locus to say, my signature was forged and put on it, and you can challenge it. And those who perpetrated that can be prosecuted. Our laws covers that even beyond INEC. But you have to come and say, this is not my signature, I didn't sign it, it was forged. And indeed, because there is going to be a verification process, that even takes care, you know, of that. Like you said, only 5.3%. So people who even move for recall need to understand that that is the primary step. That if after you have finished, you know, because it's not just signature. In the guideline, you can use thumbprint, you can also sign, you know, a signature. But the important thing is that, are you a registered voter in that constituency that can affirm that I am part of this, and you'll be verified through a process. And it's not cheap. It costs a lot of money for INEC to deploy across the senatorial, Kogi Central Senatorial District to do this. So I think our law sufficiently covered a situation whereby if your signature or your details were put in those documents without your knowledge, you can actually, you know, challenge it. Yeah.
Well, the Senate says the